Good Sunday evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom once again to talk about this cooler weather that's going to be sticking around this week. And you probably noticed that today was quite a bit cooler than what it was yesterday. And over the next several days, it's actually going to feel like January. We had a pretty warm start to 2026. This week, though, it's going to be feeling like winter, and it already feels that way outside. We're just a few hours after the sunset, and temperatures already starting to drop into the 40s in several spots. And when you compare it to this time yesterday, well, things are quite a bit cooler. Let's take a look at that. We're roughly about 15 degrees or so, give or take, cooler compared to this time yesterday. Temperatures now dropping into the 40s and even the low 50s along the coast. We still have a little bit of a wind as well, and that's making it feel just a little bit cooler outside. Right now, this is a live view looking down towards downtown Gulfport and into Jones Park. Things are looking nice and calm, but we still have a little bit of a breeze in place. We're currently sitting at 50 in Gulfport with a wind out of the north. That's making it feel a little bit cooler, even though we don't technically have a wind chill coming in Gulfport. Personally, I think the wind is making it feel a bit cooler, and it's also pretty dry. We have dew points in the low 30s. That drier air will allow us to cool down pretty quickly over the next several hours. Some inland areas already in the low 40s. Poplarville now sitting at 42. We've got 46 in Perkinson, 45 over in the Kill. So those 50s are not going to be lasting much longer. And in fact, we are on our way for seeing temperatures close to freezing tomorrow morning. That low of 35, that goes for areas mainly right along and south of I-10. North of I-10, things could be even a little bit cooler. It's not going to be as breezy overnight tonight, but we will keep a little bit of a wind at times, especially the closer you are to the coast. Farther inland, though, the wind is going to be a little bit calmer. So overnight tonight, temperatures dropping into the 30s pretty easily. By early Monday morning, this is just before the sunrise, we're going to be in the low 30s farther inland. Could even be a degree or two below freezing, not going to rule that out. And wherever those areas that have a calmer wind, you're more likely to see some patchy frost in the morning. We may have a little bit too much of a breeze right along some of our coastal spots to get widespread frost, but with a chance of seeing some patchy frost, plants need to be protected tonight. And of course, people and pets also need to be protected from the cold as well. And this is just one of several nights this upcoming week where we are going to see temperatures close to freezing. Just a spoiler alert that tomorrow night, Monday night into Tuesday, we are likely going to see temperatures close to freezing once again. And let's talk about tomorrow's forecast. It's going to be a nice day for a sweater, a sweatshirt, jeans. We are not going to be warming up too much. So a cold start tomorrow morning, and by the afternoon we're only reaching the low to mid 50s on the coast. If we see enough cloud cover move in throughout the day, some inland areas may not even make it out of the 40s. It's not out of the question. Good news is it's not going to be as windy tomorrow. We're going to see the wind a little bit calmer throughout the day on Monday. So the setup right now, we have an area of high pressure at the surface that is to our north and west. We get clockwise flow around an area of high pressure, and based off of this position, that's why we're getting that wind out of the north and a little bit out of the north and east. So that's still keeping some of that cooler, drier air in place. But I also want to look at what's going on to the south and west. Notice all that cloud cover over Mexico and Texas. That is heading in our direction, and throughout the day tomorrow, it does look like we are going to see an increase in our cloud cover, which is going to limit how much we're going to be warming up throughout the day. So overall, a very chilly start to the work week. We'll start off in the 30s. We're only getting into the upper 40s and low 50s for the most part throughout the day. We will have some peaks of sunshine here or there, but it looks like we'll see more cloud cover than anything. Despite it being cloudy, we're not anticipating any rain. Then, if the clouds clear out of the way Monday night into Tuesday, we're likely going to be seeing temperatures close to freezing, even for those of us along the coast. Not a hard freeze expected, but with temperatures in the low 30s, people, pets, plants will need to be protected once again Monday night into Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, a little bit more mild temperatures, more so in the upper 50s, maybe some low 60s if we get enough of that sunshine. And then we are going to briefly warm up a little bit more once we get into Wednesday, but it's not going to be too much of a warm up. At that point, we'll see temperatures back into the low 60s. Looking at your marine forecast, tomorrow, while it is going to be starting off breezy, the winds will begin to relax a little bit more in the afternoon, still anticipating seas at about 2 to 3 feet over the sound, and the wind will begin to die down a little bit more by Tuesday, but we may see that wind pick up a bit more as we get into Wednesday, and there is going to be a small chance for a few stray showers as the cold front gets closer to us, but not much rain is in our forecast. As for offshore areas tomorrow, same sort of scenario. We'll start off pretty breezy. By the end of the afternoon, the wind will be dying down to about 10 knots. And then the wind is going to be calmer once we get into Tuesday. So a better day, at least by the afternoon, to take the boat out tomorrow. But it is going to be pretty chilly. So Wednesday will briefly warm up into the 60s. Then we have another deep trough along with a cold front that's going to be sweeping through the southeast by Thursday. This is going to be ushering in some much colder air from the north. So old man winter really making itself known this week. So low temperatures by Thursday morning starting to drop into the mid to upper 30s, and there's a good chance it's going to be pretty breezy as well. By Friday morning, the cooler air begins to settle in along the Gulf Coast. There's a decent chance that inland areas by Friday morning are going to be in the mid to upper 20s. For now, we're looking at temperatures right around freezing by Friday morning along the coast. We'll keep an eye out for the potential for a hard freeze Thursday night into Friday, but as you can see here, we have several mornings or nights where we expect temperatures to get close to freezing. Wednesday morning, still chilly, but well above freezing in the 40s, but Thursday morning, Friday morning, it is going to be pretty cold, especially if we have a wind chill at play, which I do foresee that as we get into Thursday morning. In terms of your high temperatures, we're going to be seeing temperatures close to normal by Tuesday and Wednesday. Our normal high temperature for Gulfport at this time of the year is at 61, so we're not going to be straying too far from that. But then by Thursday, with that blast of cool air, there's a chance we may not even get out of the 40s. I'm forecasting a daytime high of 50 right now on Thursday along the coast. That could even be a little bit generous if we get enough of that cold air to move in from the north. And it looks like we may see another cold front move in at some point Saturday and into Sunday. If that's the case, that may keep our temperatures in the 50s throughout the day. So a much different story this week compared to last week where we had temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. This week, it's actually looking and feeling a lot more like January. Really don't have a lot of rain in the forecast. With that first cold front on Wednesday, we may get a few stray showers out of that. We don't have a lot of moisture to work with. We've got some drier air in place. And the same can be said Saturday and Sunday, this upcoming weekend. Could see a few showers out of that. Doesn't look like a lot. We'll keep an eye on things, but overall, the next 7 days, they look pretty dry here in South Mississippi and much, much cooler. So our mornings are going to be very chilly, even looking at several cold mornings. That goes for Monday morning, Tuesday morning, temperatures close to freezing. That can be said again, possibly Thursday morning, definitely Friday morning. It is going to be cold, and we're going to be keeping a chill in the air, it looks like, as we head into the weekend. So for those of you that like the cooler weather, this is your kind of week. You're going to get good use out of your winter wardrobe, especially in the mornings. It's a nice week to take advantage of a fireplace if you have that, or some heated blankets. So we are back into our winter pattern, but this is nothing too abnormal for South Mississippi. Normally I say when we get cold, it doesn't stay cold for very long, but this week that's a little different. We've got a few rounds of cooler air moving into the Gulf Coast. So time now is 8:28.